Hello and a warm welcome to all my dear little students in grade 4. Grade 4 එකේ මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ඔන්න අපි English lesson එකට ලෑස්ති වෙලාද ඉන්නේ. පුතාලට පොරොන්දු වෙච්ච විදියට ඔන්න teacher English lesson එකත් අරගෙන අද ආවා. Today we have to start lesson number 5 in your pupils book. Now what is the unit that we have started? අපි දැන් මොන යුනිට් එකද පුතේ පටන් අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ? අපි unit number 6 පටන් අරගෙන. We have started unit number 6 in your pupils book. And it is all about let's go shopping. We are going shopping. නේද පුතේ? අපි බඩු ගන්න විදිහ කොහොමද අපි ඒවා ඉල්ලන්නේ? අපි ෂොප් එකකට ගියාම කතා කරන්නේ කොහොමද? ඒ දේවල්නේ මගේ පුතාලත් එක්ක ටීචර් යුනිට් නම්බර් 6 එකෙන් කතා කරුවේ. නේද පුතේ? So today we are going to do lesson number 5. And it is going to be another very important lesson to you. ඔන්න මගේ දුවල පුතාලා අපි shopping ගිහිල්ලා කරන දේවල් කතා කරනවා වගේම අද පුතාලට තවත් වැදගත් පාඩමක් තියෙනවා ටීචර් අරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා. What is our lesson name today? It's all about punctuation marks. Punctuation marks. ඔන්න මගේ grade 4 එකේ පුංචි දුවල පුතාලා එකපාරම කලබල වෙනවා මොකද්ද මේ දිග වචනේ? මොකද්ද මේ වචනේ තේරුම? එහෙම හිතනවා නේද මගේ පුතාලා? හැබැයි පුතාලා දන්න දෙයක් තමයි අද ටීචර් කියලා දෙන්න යන්නේ. Punctuation marks. Punctuation marks කියන්නේ පුතේ පුතාලා සිංහලෙන් විරාම ලකුණු කියලා ඉගෙන ගන්නේ. පුතාලා ඉගෙන ගන්නව නේද විරාම ලකුණු කියලා සිංහල පාඩමට. ඔන්න අද අපි කරන්නේ punctuation marks. Punctuation කියලා කියන්නේ අපි විරාම ලකුණු කියන අදහසින්. Punctuation marks. Now when you look at the picture, you can see some punctuation marks. දැන් මගේ පුතාලා බලන්න මේ වචනේ punctuation. It's a long word. Punctuation. It has a lot of letters. අකුරු ගොඩක් තියෙනවා නේද පුතේ? හැබැයි ලේසියෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් මගේ පුතාලට ටීචර් කියන දේ අහගෙන හිටියොත්. Punctuation marks. දුවල පුතාලා නැවත නැවත කියලා ඒක ප්‍රොනවුන්ස් කරන විදිය පුතාලා පුරුදු වෙන්න ඕනේ. So what is our lesson today? Punctuation marks. Now as I told you, when you look at the picture, you can see some punctuation marks. මගේ දුවල පුතාලට ඔන්න දැන් මේ පින්තූරේ බැලුවහම පුතේ ඔන්න පේනවා විරාම ලක්ෂණ කීපයක් මෙතන තියෙනවා නේද පුතේ? මගේ දුවල පුතාලා රයිටින් වලට පාවිච්චි කරන ඔන්න විරාම ලකුණු punctuation marks මෙන්න මෙතන අපේ මේ පුංචි පුතා ළඟ තියෙනවා. There's a beautiful picture with a little boy, a naughty little boy like my grade 4 little boys. Are you naughty? No. So here we are going to learn about punctuation marks today. අපි බලමු දුවල පුතාලට grade 4 එකේ පුතේ මොන අපිට තියෙන pupils book එකේ මොනවද අපිට තියෙන punctuation marks කියලා. There are lots of punctuation marks. විරාම ලකුණු ගොඩක් තියෙනවානේ නේද පුතේ? හැබැයි අපි ඒ ඔක්කොම දේවල් එක දවසින් ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ අපිට. We are going to talk about two very important punctuation marks today. It's going to be only 2. So it's going to be a very easy and an interesting lesson. So we are going to start our lesson today. Lesson number 5 in unit number 6, punctuation marks. Okay, right. Now we have our happy cloud here. ඔන්න මගේ දුවල පුතාලාගේ happy cloud එක අදත් ඉන්නවා. Now what can you see inside our happy cloud? පුතාලා දුවලගේ pupils book එකේ happy cloud එකේ තියෙනවා මෙන්න මේ වගේ punctuation marks දෙකක්. We have 2 important punctuation marks. So what are they? Now what is this punctuation mark called? මේ mark එකට මොකද්ද පුතේ අපි කියන්නේ? English වලින් අපි කියනවා question mark කියලා. Question mark. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට question එකක් ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට පාවිච්චි කරන punctuation mark එක තමයි මේ. We call it the question mark. ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයේ ලකුණ. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ඔන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන sentence එක අන්තිමට ලියනවා නේද පුතේ මේක. This is called the question mark. What is it? Question mark. Then what is this dot over here? මෙතන තියෙනවා ඔන්න පුතාලට පේන dot එකක්. Now even in the punctuation mark, the question mark, we have a little dot over here. But here it's only the little dot that we have. What do we call that? මොකද්ද පුතේ මෙන්න මේ පුංචි තිතක් අපිට තියෙනවා මගේ පුතාලට පේන්න නේද? අපේ question mark එකටත් තියෙනවා පොඩි තිතක්. හැබැයි මෙන්න මෙතන තනියම තියෙන පොඩි dot එකක් තියෙනවා. What do we call that punctuation mark? It is called the full stop. We call it the full stop. What do we say it in Sinhala? අපි සිංහලෙන් මොකද්ද පුතේ full stop කියන එකට කියන්නේ? නැවතීමේ ලකුණ. Full stop. Stop කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? නවතිනවා. නැවතීමේ ලකුණ නේද පුතේ? This is the question mark and this is the full stop. So in our lesson today, we are going to talk about these two punctuation marks. අපිට තව ගොඩක් punctuation marks තියෙනවා නේද පුතේ? කොමා තියෙනවා, exclamation තියෙනවා, අපිට speech marks තියෙනවා. අපි ඒ ඔක්කොම දේවල් අදම කරන්නේ නැහැ. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා තාම පුංචිනේ නේද? So we are going to talk about only two punctuation marks, and that is the question mark and the full stop. Let's move on to our next slide and see what we have. Now we have a clear picture of the two punctuation marks that we are going to learn today. ඔන්න මගේ දුවලා පුතාලට දැන් happy cloud එකේ තිබුණ punctuation marks දෙකත් එක්ක ඔන්න ටීචර් පුතාලට පැහැදිලිව පේන්න ඔන්න අපි අද ඉගෙන ගන්න punctuation marks දෙකම මෙන්න මේ විදියට ටීචර් ගෙනාවා පුතාලට. Now let's take a look at them. First of all, shall we read the heading? Punctuation mark. Punctuation mark, that is what we call විරාම ලක්ෂණ කියලා අපි සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ punctuation marks වලට. Now this is our first punctuation mark. What is that? It is the question mark. ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයේ ලකුණ. Question mark. And then as I told you, this is the full stop. The full stop. When we write the question mark, we write it in a different way, but when we write the full stop, it is only a dot. දැන් බලන්න පුතේ කොහොමද අපි full stop එක නැවතීමේ ලකුණ ලියනකොට අපි කොහොමද කෙලින්ම අපි තිතක් තමයි තියන්නේ නැවතීමේ ලකුණට නේද පුතේ full stop එක. But when we write the question mark, we have to write it in a different way. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලට පේනවා ලස්සනට මෙන්න මේ විදිහට ලියන්නේ අපි question mark එක. So now we are going to talk about these two punctuation marks in detail. අපි දැන් බලමු කොහොමද කොයි වෙලාවටද අපි question mark එක use කරන්නේ, කොයි වෙලාවටද අපි full stop එක use කරන්නේ කියලා, because we have to use them in different sentences. So now we are going to talk about both of these punctuation marks separately. Come. Right. The question mark is a punctuation mark that is used at the end of a sentence when asking a question. Now that's a long sentence. I'm going to read it once again to you. A question mark is a punctuation mark that is used at the end of a sentence. කොහෙදිද පුතේ අපි මේ question mark එක use කරන්නේ? We use the question mark at the end of a sentence. වාක්‍යයක් අවසානයේ තමයි අපි මේ question mark එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. We use the question mark at the end of the sentence when asking a question. What does that mean? When it is a question sentence. ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන sentence එකක් අවසානයේ තමයි පුතේ අපි question mark එක දාන්නේ. දැන් අපි සමහර දේවල් අපි අහනවනේ ප්‍රශ්න විදියට නේද? What is your name? How old are you? Did you eat? Can you come here? ඒ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා. How much money do you have? How many apples do you want? නේද? අපි ප්‍රශ්න විදියට අහන දේවල් තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි ඒවට කියන්නේ question sentences කියලා. So at the end of the question sentence you have to use the question mark. මගේ පුතාලා කොයි වෙලාවටද පුතේ එතකොට question mark එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ? ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන sentence එකක් අන්තිමේදී. A question sentence you have to end that sentence with a question mark. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන sentence එකක් ලියලා ඉවර වුණාම අපි නැවතීමේ ලකුණ නෙමෙයි අපි දාන්නේ question mark එක. We don't use the full stop but we use the question mark because it is asking a question. So let's see at what times we use the question mark. Now can you see in the question mark it says how we are going to use it. Let's read and see. Use a question mark at the end of a question. Now at the end of a question sentence, we use the question mark. A sentence that ends with a question mark doesn't need a full stop. දැන් ඔන්න teacher කියපු දේ නේද පුතේ? A sentence that ends with a question. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහලා ඉවර කරන sentence එකකට අපිට full stop එකක් ඕන වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Because usually we end the sentence with a full stop. අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කොහොමද පුතේ වාක්‍යයක් ලියලා ඉවර වුණාම අවසාන කරන්නේ? We have to write a full stop to end the sentence because full stop means the sentence is over. Full stop කියන්නේ නැවතීම. නවතනවා. එතනින් එහාට අපි ඒ sentence එක ලියන්නේ නැහැ. When the sentence is over, we keep a full stop. But when it is a question sentence, අපි question sentence එකකට question mark එකක් දැම්මහම පුතේ අපි එතනදී full stop එකක් දාන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Did you understand? We use a question mark at the end of a question. A sentence that ends with a question mark doesn't need a full stop. එතකොට අපි question mark එකයි full stop එකයි දෙකම පාවිච්චි කරනවද sentences ඉවර වෙනකොට? No, we don't use both the question mark and the full stop. We use either the question mark or the full stop. Question එකක් අහනවා නම් අපි question mark එකෙන් තමයි sentence එක ඉවර කරන්නේ. වෙන සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ලියන sentence එකක් ඉවර කරනකොට අපි full stop එකකින් ඉවර කරනවා. That is what this says. And then a question sentence starts with these words. Now usually when it is a question sentence, it starts with some special words. අපිට පුතේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන questions අහන sentence එකක් නිතරම පටන් ගන්න විශේෂ වචන ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා. සමහරක් වචන තියෙනවා ඒවා questions විදිහට අපි අහන sentences වලට පාවිච්චි කරන වචන. Let's take a look at this picture over here and then we will read the sentences. Now can you see there is a beautiful blue color question mark here. And inside that question mark, we have some question words. ඔන්න පුතේ ප්‍රශ්න විදියට තියෙන වචන ටිකක් අපිට තියෙනවා. Now when we write a question sentence, we always have to use one of these words. Okay? Now shall we start reading the words? Can you see? Here the first word itself is the word can. Can is a question word. Now can you see there are question marks at the end of all these words. So they are question words. Can is a question word. So you have to start the question sentence with the word can. Did. Okay. Did is a question word. How. Then we have who. Then the next one, where. Can you see the question mark at the end of the word? Then the next word, why. Next one, do. The other one is what. Then we have another two words here inside this little circle over here, and the two words are when and which. So what are the words once again? Can, did, how, who, where, why, do, what, when, and which. Now, when it comes to a question, the way you ask the question is a little different to the way that you read a sentence. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට පුතේ අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න අපි පාවිච්චි කරන හඬ වෙනස්. අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ විදිය වෙනස් ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනකොට. But when we read a normal sentence, අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වාක්‍යයක් කියනකොට අපි කතා කරන විදිහේ අපි ඒක උච්චාරණය කරන විදිහේ පොඩි වෙනසක් තියෙනවා. When you ask a question, you have to ask it in a different way. ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන විදියට අපි අහන්න ඕනේ. How old are you? එහෙමනේ අපි අහන්නේ. ඔයාගේ වයස කීයද? අපි කියනවාද ඔයාගේ වයස කීයද? අපි එහෙම නතර වෙන විදියට question එකක් අහන්නේ නෑ පුතේ. අපි sentence එකක් end කරනකොට full stop එකක් දාන sentence එකක් වගේ නෙමෙයි question mark එකකින් අපි අවසන් කරන sentence එක. They are always questions. අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා නේද? We are asking a question and we are expecting an answer from the person whom we are asking the question. So now we are going to see how we are going to use these question words in sentences like this. Now, when you look at these sentences, I think you can see we have all the question marks at the end of the sentence. මගේ පුතාලට පේනවා නේද? ඔන්න අපි මේ question words වලින් පටන් ගන්න වාක්‍ය හැම එකක්ම අවසානයේ අපිට question mark එකක් තියෙනවා. අපිට full stop එකක් තියෙනවාද මේ sentences වල අවසානයේදී? We don't use the full stop when we have a question mark. So now let's take a look at the sentences one by one. We are going to start the first one with the word did. Did. Did you eat? Did you eat? ඔයා කෑම කෑවද? එහෙම නේද පුතේ අපි අහන්නේ. ඔයා කෑම කෑවද? Did you eat? Now that's a question sentence. Second one. Can you come with me? Can you come with me? ඔයාට මගෙත් එක්ක එන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේද පුතේ? That's a question. Can you come with me? So when you ask a question like, can you come with me? That person will say, yes, I can come with you. Or that person will say, no, I can't come with you. අපි question එකක් ඇහුවාම අපි answer එකක් බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් තමයි අපි question එකක් අහන්නේ. So you have to ask it in a different tone. Then the third one. How are you? How are you? ඔයාට කොහොමද? How are you? That's a question and we have the question mark. Then the next one. Who? The question word is who. Who is your best friend? Who is your best friend? කවුද ඔයාගේ හොඳම යාළුවා? අපි එහෙමනේ අහන්නේ නේද පුතේ? කවුද ඔයාගේ හොඳම යාළුවා? Who is your best friend? Then the next question. Where? We are going to use the word where. Where is your school? Where is your school? ඔයාගේ ස්කූල් එක කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? ඔයාගේ පාසල කොතනද තියෙන්නේ? Where is your school? So that's a question and we have the question mark at the end of the sentence. Then the next one. Why? Why? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? ඇයි ඔයා අඬන්නේ? ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේද පුතේ? Why are you crying? And you have to ask it in a very sad voice. Why? When we cry, are we happy? No, we are sad. අපි අඬන්නේ ඇයි පුතේ? අපිට දුක හිතුනහම නේද? අපි වැටිලා ඔන්න තුවාල වුණාම මගේ පුංචි දුවලා පුතාලා අඬනවා. Why are you crying? Then you have to go and ask, why are you crying? ලස්සනට අහන්න. එතකොට දුක හිතිලා ඉන්න කෙනාට අපි එහෙම ඇහුවාම ටිකක් සතුටු හිතෙනවා නේද පුතේ? So why are you crying? Why is a question word and you can see the question mark at the end. Then the next one. Do. Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? ඔයා උත්තරේ දන්නවද? Do is a question word. You have to use it at the beginning of the sentence. Because it's a question, you have to end it with a question mark. Then the next one. What? What is your name? What is your name? මොකද්ද ඔයාගේ නම? What is your name? What? What is a question word. Then the next one. When? When is your birthday? When is your birthday? කවදද ඔයාගේ බර්ත්ඩේ එක තියෙන්නේ? When කියලා කියන්නේ කවදද? When is your birthday? So that's a question word and you have to end with a question mark. The last one. Which? Which book is yours? Which book is yours? කොයි පොතද? Which කියලා කියන්නේ කෝකද? කෝකද ඔයාගේ පොත? Which book is yours? ඔයාගේ පොත කෝකද? Right? So they are all questions. So now I'm going to read them all to you. Once again, you have to listen carefully. They are all question sentences which end with a question mark. The first one, did you eat? Second one, can you come with me? The third one, how are you? The fourth one, who is your best friend? Then the next one, where is your school? The other one, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Right. Next one, do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? ඔයා දන්නවද ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරේ? Right. Then we have another 3 more. What, when, and which. What is your name? That's an easy question that we all ask. What is your name? Then the next one. When? When is your birthday? When is your birthday? Last one. Which? Which book is yours? Which book is yours? Right? So these are the question words that end with a question mark. දැන් මොකද්ද පුතේ අපි මෙතනදී ඉගෙන ගත්ත punctuation mark එකට කියන්නේ English වලින් question mark ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයේ ලකුණ නේද? So we have used the question mark at the end of the question sentence. Let's move on to our next slide and we'll see what we are going to talk about. Oh, now it is our next punctuation mark which is very easy to write. ඔන්න පුතේ අපිට ලේසියෙන්ම ලියන්න පුළුවන් punctuation mark එක මොකක්ද? That is the full stop. Full stop. Full stop means we have to stop. Okay? We'll read and see what it has got to tell us. A full stop is used at the end of a sentence. Now you know that. We use a full stop at the end of the sentence. ඔන්න පුතේ අපි question sentence එකකදී මොකද්ද දැම්මේ අන්තිමට? We use the question mark. Now the full stop always comes at the end of the sentence. Every time you see a full stop, you must stop. Oh, now when we read, say that we are reading a paragraph. ඔන්න පුතේ අපි දැන් කියමුකෝ paragraph එකක් කියවනවා කියලා. මොකද්ද paragraph එකක් කියන්නේ? ඡේදයක් නේද? මගේ දුවලා පුතාලගේ reading books තියෙනවා. We take our reading books and we read. So when you read, as soon as you see a full stop, what are you going to do? You have to stop that sentence. You have to stop that sentence and start the new sentence. අපි full stop එකක් දැක්කහම ඒ කියවන sentence එක අපි ඉවර කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි අලුත් එකක් පටන් ගන්නවා නේද? That's what it says. A full stop is used at the end of a sentence. Every time you see a full stop, you must stop. Okay? Right. Then what is the full stop going to tell us? Can you see our little full stop over here? It can talk. It says, I must stop at the end of this sentence. I must stop at the end of this sentence. So whenever there is a full stop, we have to end the sentence. දැන් පුතාලට තේරුණා නේද පුතේ? අපි question mark එකක් දානවා question එකක් අහන sentence එකකට. අපි full stop එකක් තියනවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි වාක්‍යයක් ඉවර කරනකොට. That is why it says full stop. So at the end of the sentence, there is a little dot where you have to stop that sentence. අපි එතනින් එහාට full stop එකක් නෑ වගේ දිගටම කියවගෙන යන්නේ නෑ පුතේ. Then you won't get that idea of the sentence or the paragraph. That is why we use the punctuation marks. දැන් අපිට පුතේ question mark එකක් තියෙනකොට අපි ඔන්න ඒ question sentence එක කියවන විදිය වෙනයි නේද? How old are you? Shall we go out and eat? අපි එක එක විදියට අහනකොට අපි අපේ punctuation marks පාවිච්චි කරනවා ඒ වෙනස පුතාලට එතකොට හොඳට තේරෙන නිසා. So now let's talk about the full stop a little more. Okay? Something important to remember. Now this is something important for you to remember about the full stop. A sentence should always start with a capital letter and end with a full stop. ඔන්න මගේ පුතාලා බලන්න ටීචර් පුතාලට ගෙනල්ලා තියෙන සෙන්ටන්ස් එකේ රතු පාටින් තියෙන වචන ටිකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ගැන අපි concentrate කරන්න ඕනේ. Let's take a look at this now. A sentence should always start with a capital letter. මොකක්ද ඒ කියන්නේ පුතේ? sentence එකක් හැම වෙලාවෙම පටන් ගන්නෙ මොන අකුරකින්ද? capital letter එකකින්. I hope you can remember the capital letters. මගේ දුවලා පුතාලට මතකයි නේද? When we were in grade 3, we learnt all the capital letters and the simple letters. I hope you can remember. I told you they are like your mother. නේද පුතේ? ඔන්න මමා letter, baby letter කියලා අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා. මගේ පුතාලා grade 3 එකේ ටීචර්ත් එක්ක පාඩම් කරනකොට ඔන්න අපි ඒ ටික ඉගෙන ගත්තා. So the capital letters, that is the big letters. Capital letters මගේ පුතාලට මතකයි නේද? ඔන්න අපි දැන් capital A ලියන්නේ කොහොමද පුතේ? ඔන්න මේ capital A. This is the simple A. So when we start a sentence, we have to start with the capital letter. All the 26 letters have capital letters and simple letters. So you have to start the sentence with a capital letter. Now look at my sentences. A sentence should always start with a capital letter and end with a full stop. ඔන්න බලන්න පුතේ ටීචර්ගේ sentence එකත් ටීචර් පටන් අරගෙන තියෙන capital letter එකකින් and you have to end the sentence with a full stop. sentence එක අවසාන කරන්නේ නැවතීමේ ලකුණකින්. Right? So that is where you use the full stop. Whenever you're writing a sentence, a new sentence should always start with a capital letter. අලුත් වාක්‍යයක් ලියන හැම වෙලාවකම දුවලා පුතාලා පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ capital අකුරක් sentence එක ලියන්න. That is what it says. A sentence should always start with a capital letter. Can you say start in red color? Capital letter. So they are very important. That's what I have said. Something important to remember. We start with a capital letter, end with a full stop. Capital අකුරකින් පටන් ගන්නවා, full stop එකකින් නැවතීමේ ලකුණෙන් අපි ඉවර කරනවා. That is what it says here. Come, let's move on to our next slide. I have a little activity brought for you. Now we are going to write some sentences. දැන් ටීචර් මොකද්ද පුතාලට කිව්වේ පුතේ? We have to start a sentence with a capital letter, end with a full stop. දැන් අපිට sentences ටිකක් තියෙනවා capital letter එකකින් start කරලා full stop එකකින් ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ. So we are going to do that. Then my little girls and boys will know how to use the full stop or the question mark at the end of the sentence, and especially you have to remember that we have to start the sentence with a capital letter. Okay, right now we have 5 sentences here, but the sentence is all mixed up. ඔන්න පුතේ අපිට sentence එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. අපි ඒ sentence එක හරි පිළිවෙලට නෙවෙයි තියෙන්නේ නිසා අපි ඒක පිළිවෙලට ලියන්න ඕනේ. Now can you see the first one? They have not started with a capital letter. So they are all jumbled up. They are all mixed up. අපිට තියෙන්නේ පුතේ වචන මාරු කරලා තියෙන sentence එකක්. We'll read and we will find the first word which should start with a capital letter, and we will write the sentence and end with a full stop. Okay? Right. Number 1. Look at the picture. And the sentence is butterfly, the sat, flower, and at the end of the word flower, can you see the full stop? The little dot. So that means the word flower has to come as the last word. Then we have another word, the and on. So now let's read that again and see. Butterfly, the sat, flower, the on. Then කොහොමද පුතේ අපි මේක හරි පිළිවෙලට දාන්නේ? We have to start with a capital letter. Now which word starts with a capital letter? The word the. So we are going to write that word first. The. Start with a capital T. The butterfly sat on the flower. That is our correct sentence. The butterfly, B-U-T-T-E-R-F-L-Y. The butterfly sat on the flower. The butterfly sat on the flower. F-L-O-W-E-R. Now what do you do at the end of the sentence? You have to put the full stop over here. මගේ පුතාලා ඔන්න අමතක කරන්නේ නැතුව capital letter එකෙන් පටන් අරගෙන full stop එකෙන් ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ. So what is our correct sentence now? The butterfly sat on the flower. Is that a correct sentence? Yes, that is. Now we'll move on to our second one. Now we have an umbrella over here. Used rain my umbrella the I in. Now we can see a capital letter in our sentence. It's all mixed up, but we will put it in the correct order. Now what is the capital letter that you can see here? It's the word I. ඔන්න අපි I අකුරෙන් තමයි පටන් ගන්නෙ. I. Oh, that's right. I used my umbrella in the rain. That is our correct sentence. Now can you see at the end of the word rain we have the full stop. So that has to come as the last word. So we will write now. I used my umbrella. I used my umbrella in the rain. I used my umbrella in the rain. Now at the end of the word rain, we have to keep our full stop. At the end of the word rain, I hope you can see there is a full stop. So here we have the full stop. I used my umbrella in the rain. Then the third one. Look at the third one. Now you have to find the word that starts with the capital letter so we can use it as the first word for the sentence. You have to be careful and find the word that starts with the capital letter. Rabbit, carrot. Now can you see carrot? That word has the full stop, so that has to come as the last word. Rabbit, carrot, ate, crunchy, the, and another the. So what is the word that starts with a capital letter here? It is the word the. So we will write that first. Before we start the sentence, completing the sentence, we'll write the first word. The rabbit ate the crunchy carrot. Oh, that's our correct sentence. The rabbit, R-A-B-B-I-T. Now what I want to know, what I want to tell you here is that you have to always start the sentence with a capital letter. The rabbit ate the. Now we have two the words. The and the. Here we have used one the as the first word of the sentence which starts with a capital letter. The rabbit ate the crunchy. Crunchy කියන්නේ මොකද්ද පුතේ? Crunchy කියන්නේ කරස් ගාලා හැපෙනවා කියලා අපි කියන්නේ. The rabbit ate the crunchy what? Carrot. C-A-R-R-O-T. ඔන්න මගේ පුතාලට ටීචර් ටිකක් දිග වැඩිනේ sentence එක ඔන්න ලිව්වා. The rabbit ate the crunchy carrot. Now at the end of the word carrot, the last word, what have I put? I have used my full stop. නැවතීමේ ලකුණ පාවිච්චි කරා. Now the fourth sentence. School. Now the first word that we have is school and we have a full stop. So that means the word school has to come as the last word. The first word should start with a capital letter. Let's read and see. School. Wrote. I. Story. At. Long. Now it's a long sentence as well. Shall we start with a capital letter? What is the capital letter here? I. I wrote. I wrote. Because school has to come as the last word. I wrote a long story. I wrote a long story at school. At school. Now our last word should be school because that is the word that we have the full stop. I wrote a long story at school. Now can you see we have started with a capital letter, end with a full stop. Last sentence. Played sand. At the end of the word sand we have the full stop. Played sand. Children. The. In the. Now which word is the word that starts with a capital letter? It is this the. So we are going to use that as the first word. The. Start with a capital letter. The. What can we say? Children. The children. The children played in the sand. The children played. P-L-A-Y-E-D. In the. The children played in the sand. Now sand is our last word. S-A-N-D. ඔන්න පුතේ sand කියන එක තමයි අපේ last word එක. ඔන්න අපි full stop එකක් තිබ්බා. So have we written the sentence properly? The children played in the sand. Okay? I wrote a long story at school. The rabbit ate the crunchy carrot. I used my umbrella in the rain. The butterfly sat on the flower. Okay, so I have read them from the fifth one to the first one. Now you can see how I have written the sentence properly. ඔන්න පුතේ අපි capital letter එකකින් sentence එක පටන් ගත්තේ නැත්නම් ඒක වැරදි. It's wrong. You have to always start with a capital letter. As I told you earlier, that is something for you to remember, that you have to always start with a capital letter. Now in our 5 sentences over here, we have started them using a capital letter. And how about ending the sentence? You have to end the sentence. End කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ අවසාන කරනවා නේද? You have to end the sentence with a full stop. හැමතැනම තියනවාද බලන්න full stop එකක්? තියනවා නේද පුතේ? Right. So we have started the sentence with a capital letter, end with a full stop. Now let's move on to our next slide. So now it's all about a bat's night. කාටද පුතේ bat කියලා කියන්නේ අපි? ඔන්න පුංචි දුවලා පුතාලා අපි ක්‍රිකට් ගහන බැට් එක නෙවෙයි මෙන්න මේ ඉන්නේ පුංචි වවුල් පැටියෙක් ගැන. It's all about a bat. bat කියන්නේ අපි සිංහලෙන් වවුලට නේද පුතේ? අන්න පින්තූරයක් තියෙනවා. You can see the picture. Now look at the sentences. A bat's night. It's all about a bat. ඔන්න පුංචි වවුල් පැටියෙක් රැට මොකද කරේ කියලා තමයි පුංචි sentences ටිකක් පුතාලට ඔන්න තියනවා කියවලා බලන්න. Let's read them one by one. We have 6 sentences. Now I want you to look at the sentences and tell me the sentences have something special missing over here. අපේ sentences ටික බැලුවහම මගේ දුවලා පුතාලට පේනවා ඔන්න අපිට ඕන කරන ස්පෙෂල්ම දේවල් දෙකක් මෙතන නැහැ. What is that? The sentence have not started with a capital letter and the sentences doesn't have any full stops. full stops එකක්වත් නෑ නේද පුතේ? So now what are we going to do? We are going to write them. We will write them using the capital letter and the full stop. Now you can always keep an extra book. දැන් ටීචර් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දුවලා පුතාලට කියනවා නේද පුතේ වැඩිපුර පොතක් තියාගන්න ටීචර්ත් එක්ක මේ වගේ lessons කරනකොට දැන් පුතාලට ටීචර් ගේන්නේ රෙකෝඩ් කරපු වීඩියෝ එකක් නේද පුතේ එතකොට ඔයගලන්ට මෙතනදී නතර කරලා ටීචර් ලියන sentences ලියාගෙන පුතාලටත් ඒ විදියට කරන්න පුළුවන් worksheets තියෙනවා මේ වගේ දේවල් පුතාලට හොයාගෙන කරන්න so I'm just giving you an example. I'm guiding you to do these activities. You can find and you can do more than what I teach you. I know you all are my clever little girls and boys, right? So we are going to start now. Now it's all about a bat, as I told you. නේද පුතේ අපි කතා කරන්නේ vowel පැටියෙක් ගැන. ඔන්න දැන් අපි sentences start කරන්න යනවා. Look at the first one. The bat's name is Batty. Oh, what is the name of the bat? The bat's name is Batty. Now can you see here? They have not started the sentence with a capital letter. And the other thing, when we write a name, we have to write with a capital letter. අපි නම් ලියනකොට කොහොමද පුතේ ලියන්නේ? capital අකුරු වලින් තමයි අපි නමක් පටන් ගන්නෙ. That is also not here. But we are going to write them properly and end the sentence with a full stop. Let's start. The bat's name is the. Now you have to start with a capital letter. The bat's name. What is the name of the bat? The bat's name is Batty. So you have to start with a capital B. අපි නම් ලියනකොට capital අකුරකින් ලියන්නේ නේද පුතේ? ටීචර් පුතාලට මීට කලිනුත් කියලා තියෙනවා. Now we have written the sentence. Now what do we have to do at the end of the sentence? We have to put a full stop. Excellent. මගේ දුවල පුතාලට මතකයිනේ we have to start with a capital letter. We have to end with a full stop. Now we did the first one. Let's read and see what the second sentence is. Batty likes to fly. Batty likes to fly. Now we'll start writing. Start with capital B. Batty, because it's the beginning of the sentence as well as it's the name of our little bat. Batty, P-A-T-T-Y, likes to. Batty likes to fly. Fly. මොකද්ද පුතේ fly කියලා කියන්නේ? ඉගිලෙන්න ආසයි නේද? Now at the end of the sentence what must we do? We must put the full stop. Batty likes to fly. Now because Batty is a little bat, පුංචි වවුලෙක්නේ. එයා මොකද කරන්න ආස පුතේ රැට? Now the story is Bat's night. So she likes to fly. Fly කරන්න ආසයි ඒගොල්ලෝ රැට නේද? Now do you know that the bats fly only in the night? Because during the daytime they can't see. They fly in the night. Now the third sentence. He flies at night. There you go. He flies at night. Now with what letter do you start the sentence? With a capital letter. He, capital H. He flies. F-L-I-E-S. He flies at night. N-I-G-H-T. Now do we have the full stop here? We don't, but we have to put the full stop and complete the sentence. Now the next one. He looks for bugs. Oh, what is that? He looks for bugs. ඔන්න පුංචි පුංචි කුරුමිනියෝ bugs කියලා කියන්නේ පුංචි පුංචි insects ලට නේද පුතේ? He looks for bugs. Now we have to start again with a capital H. He looks. He looks for bugs. He looks for bugs. Now you have to put a full stop at the end of the sentence like this. Okay? He looks for bugs. Now the fifth sentence. Can you see Batty? Oh, now look at that. Can you see Betty. Now we are going to start with a question word. Can. I hope you can remember. Shall we start writing? Capital C. Can you see? Can you see Betty? ඔන්න දැන් Betty ගෙන් නමනේ පුතේ පුංචි bat ගේ නමනේ Betty නේද? Now at the end of this sentence, what are we going to write? Are we going to write a full stop? No, we have to write a question mark. Why is that? It's a question sentence. Can you see? Can you see Betty? ඔයාට රැට ඇස් පේනවද? That's a question. So you have to keep the question mark at the end of the sentence. Do we write a full stop at the end of that sentence? No. අපි එතකොට පුතේ question mark එක ලියනකොට අපි full stop එක දාන්නේ නැහැ. Right. Now we have come to the end of the sentence. He is up in the sky. Now where is Betty? He is up in the sky. Can you see Betty? He is up in the sky. Now it can be, can you see Betty කියලා අහනකොට පුතේ අපි අහනවා අපේ පුංචි වවුලගෙන් ඔයාට රැට පේනවද? නැත්තම් අහනවා අපිට මේ question එකෙන් can you see Betty? They are asking us where Betty is and where is our little bat? He is up in the sky. He has gone flying because it's the night and he can fly. So now we are going to complete our story with the last sentence. He is up in the sky. Where is he? He is up in the sky, and with a full stop we end the sentence. Okay, he is up in the sky. Now we are going to read the sentences once again. The bat's name is Betty. Now look at the capital letter and the full stop. Okay, Betty likes to fly. He flies at night. He looks for bugs. Can you see Betty? He is up in the sky. Now we have one question sentence and we have another 5 more sentences which ends with a full stop. So we had the little story about our little bat in our exercise over here. Let's move on to our next slide and we'll see what we have to do. Write the correct punctuation mark. Now, what are the 2 punctuation marks that we have learned today? අද අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත punctuation marks දෙක මොනවාද පුතේ? It's the question mark. ඔන්න අපි question mark එක. We write it like this. Then the full stop, just a dot like this. මගේ පුතාලට පේන්නේ නැත්නම් ඔන්න ටීචර් ටිකක් ලොකුවට ලිව්වා full stop එක. This is the question mark with a dot over here. And we have learned the full stop. So now write the correct punctuation mark. We have some sentences here. You have to tell me whether it is a question sentence or a normal sentence which ends with a full stop. That means you have to say whether it is a question mark or the full stop. අපි බලමු question mark එකෙන් ඉවර වෙන sentence එකක්ද නැත්නම් full stop එකකින් ඉවර වෙන sentence එකක්ද අපිට තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Right. I like pizza. That is not a question, it's just a normal sentence. I like pizza කියන්නේ පුතේ මං pizza වලට ආසයි කියන එකනේ. ඒක question එකක් නෙමෙයි. So what are we going to put at the end of the sentence? We have to keep a full stop. ඔන්න මගේ දුවලා පුතාලට පේනවා පොඩි dot එකක් නේද පුතේ? I like pizza and it is a full stop. Next one. It is time for school. It is time for school. Is that a question? No, it is just a full stop that we have to put. It is time for school. මෙන්න ඉස්කෝලේ යන්න වෙලාව හරි. එහෙම කියනකොට අපි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙවෙයිනේ අහන්නේ නේද පුතේ? So you have to put a full stop. Next one. What time is it? දැන් වෙලාව කීයද? Is that a question? Yes, that is a question. What time is it? What time is it? That is a question. What time is it කියලා අහන්නේ දැන් වෙලාව කීයද ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ පුතේ. Then we have to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. Next one. Where is my mum? කො මගේ අම්මා? That's a question. We have to put a question mark. Where is my mum? That's a question. Next one. We eat lunch at 12. We eat lunch at 12. අපි 12ට කෑම කනවා. ඒක මොකක්ද අපි දාන්නේ එතකොට පුතේ? End of the sentence we put a full stop. It's not a question. අපි 12ට කෑම කනවා කියන එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා නෙවෙයිනේ පුතේ. We put a full stop there. Then the next one. Is it time to go home? Is it time to go home? දැන් ගෙදර යන්න වෙලාව හරිද? That's a question. So we have to write a question mark. That's right. Okay. Next one. Who wants to swing? Who wants to swing? කාටද ඔන්චිලි පදින්න ඕනේ? Is that a question? Yes, that is. Who, starting with a question word. Who wants to swing? So you have to keep the question mark at the end of the sentence. Next one. The boy wants to swing. අන්නර පිරිමි ළමයාට ඔන්චිලි පදින්න ඕනේ. That's not a question. So you have to put a full stop. Next one. Did you see the airplane? Did you see the airplane? It starts with a question word. Did you see the airplane? Question mark. Next one. I fell down and got hurt. I fell down and got hurt. මම වැටිලා මට තුවාල වුණා. That's a normal sentence. It's not a question. We have to keep a full stop at the end of the sentence. I fell down and I got hurt. Next one. When do we eat lunch? When do we eat lunch? අපි කොයි වෙලාවටද දවල් කෑම කන්නේ? එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේද පුතේ? It's a question. When do we eat lunch? So you have to write the question mark over here. The last one. Can we go to the park? Can we go to the park? අපිට park එකට යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Can. Now here even the word when is a question word. Can is a question word. Can we go to the park? අපිට park එකට යන්න පුළුවන්ද? It's a question. So you have to write a question mark. Okay? Now can you see when you say I like pizza, you have to put a full stop. It is time for school. You have to write a full stop. What time is it? වෙලාව කීයද? ඒක question එකක්. Where is my mum? කො මගේ අම්මා? That's a question. We eat lunch at 12. අපි දවල් 12ට කෑම කනවා. දවල් කෑම කනවා. Is it time to go home? It's a question. Is it time to go home? දැන් ගෙදර යන වෙලාව හරිද? It's a question. Who wants to swing? Who wants to swing? ප්‍රශ්නයක්. කාටද උන්චිලි පදින්න ඕනේ? The boy wants to swing. The boy wants to swing. It is not a question. You have to put a full stop. Next one. Starting with a question word. Did you see the airplane? Did you see the airplane? Plane එක දැක්කද? That's a question. I fell down and got hurt. මං වැටිලා මට තුවාල වුණා. That's not a question. So you put the full stop. When do we eat lunch? අපි කොයි වෙලාවටද lunch ගන්නෙ? That's a question. So you have to write the question mark. The last one. Can we go to the park? Can we go to the park? That's a question over here. So now you know when to use the question mark and when to use the full stop. Question mark comes always at the end of the sentence which asks a question. And a normal sentence will always end with a full stop. Now let's move on to our next slide. Match the sentences to the correct punctuation mark. Oh, now we have the full stop over here and the question mark over here. And we have some sentences on either sides. ඔන්න පුතේ අපිට දෙපැත්තෙන් තියෙනවා sentences ටිකක්. අපි ඒගොල්ලොන්ව මෙන්න මේ මැද ඉන්න question mark එකටද full stop එකටද කියලා බලලා අපි match කරන්න ඕනේ. Now first of all, on this side we have the full stop. අපිට ඔන්න full stop එක තියෙනවා මේ පැත්තේ. අපි එතකොට මේ පැත්තේ තියෙන sentences කියවලා full stop එකක් එන ඒවා අපි මෙන්න මේ විදිහට එකින් එක match කරමු. Right? Let's take a look at this. Can we go home? Can we go home? Can you put a full stop at the end of the sentence? Can we go home? ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙන්නේ. So we can't match it to the full stop. I ate a red apple. I ate a red apple. ඔන්න ඒක question එකක් නෙමෙයි. අපි එතකොට I ate a red apple කියන එක මෙතනට full stop එකට match කරනවා. Who won the game? Who won the game? කවුද game එක දින්නේ? Do we have to put a full stop or a question mark? That is a question. Who won the game? So we can't match it to the next one. She got on the bus. She got on the bus. එයා bus එකට නැග්ගා. You have to end with a full stop. It's not a question. Next one. What is your name? What is your name? That's a question. We can't match that to the full stop. Then the next one. The cat is little. The cat is little. That's not a question. Maybe we can match that to the full stop. Then the next one. How old are you? How old are you? ඔයාට වයස කීයද? That does not end with a full stop. That's a question, so we don't match. Next one. We went home. We went home. Is that a question? No, it has to end with a full stop, so we can match it here. Okay, so we have the 4 sentences ending with a full stop on this side. I ate a red apple. She got on the bus. The cat is little. We went home. That is the sentences which end with a full stop. Okay, so they come to the line where we have the full stop. They all end with a full stop. Okay, now we are moving on to the next one, the question mark. And there we have the same sentences. Now we have to match the question sentences to the question mark. Let's read the first one. Can we go home? Oh, that's a question. Can we go home? It has to come to our question mark over here. The next one. I ate a red apple. Now that is not a question, so we don't match. Who won the game? Oh, that's a question. Who won the game? කවුද game එක play කරලා දිනුවේ? That has to come here because it ends with a full stop. Okay? The next one. She got on the bus. එයා bus එකට නැග්ගා. That's not a question, so we don't match. The next one. What is your name? ඔයාගේ නම මොකක්ද? What is your name? That's a question, so we have to match it to the questions and write the question mark. The next one. The cat is little. The cat is little. That's a normal sentence. It's not a question mark, so we don't match. Next one. How old are you? ඔයාට වයස කීයද? How old are you is a question, so we have to match and end with a full stop. The last one. We went home. That is not a question, so we don't match it to the question mark. Okay, now what are the question sentences we have here? Can we go home? That is a question sentence. Who won the game? That is a question sentence. What is your name? That is a question. How old are you? That is also a question. So you have to write the question mark and match them to the correct side. Okay, now we have come to our pupils book. Okay, now we have come to our pupils book. Now it's the time for you to open your pupils book. ඔන්න මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා pupils book එක පෙරලලා මෙන්න මේ page එකට අපේ punctuation marks තියෙන page එකට අපි පෙරලා ගන්නවා. Read aloud. Now what are the 2 punctuation marks that we have learned? It's the question mark and the full stop. So now when we read out the question sentence, we have to read it accordingly, and when we say the other sentence, you have to say them in that in the proper way. So now let's read the first one, the question sentences. How much is this? How much is this? Make a keyed. Now because our unit is all about unit number 6 is all about let's go shopping. So when we go shopping, this is a question that we most of the time ask. නේද පුතේ අපේ unit number 6 එකෙන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ let's go shopping කියලානේ. ඔන්න එතකොට shopping ගියාම අපි නිතරම අහන දෙයක් තමයි how much is this? මේකේ ගාණ කීයද? It's a question. Now can you see how are you going to ask? Now දැන් අපි questions අහනකොට පුතේ how much is this කියලා අහන්නේ නැහනේ. ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්නේ අපි. How much is this? එතකොට ඒ විදිහට තමයි අපි question එක අහන්න ඕනේ. How much is this? So it's a question. Then the second question sentence. Do you like this red blouse? Do you like this red blouse? ඔන්න දැන් අපි ඇඳුම් ගන්න shopping ගිහිලා නේද පුතේ? We have gone to buy some clothes. What are we asking? Do you like this red blouse? ඔයා මේ රතු පාට blouse එකට ආසයිද? It's a question. Can you see? Do you like this red blouse? We have the question at the question mark at the end of the sentence. So how are we asking the question once again? How much is this? And the next one, do you like this red blouse? දැන් මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා තනියම මේ sentences දෙක කියන්න ඕනේ. That is why it says read aloud. අපි හොඳින් කට ඇරලා pronounce කරන්න ඕනේ. How are you going to say? You have to say it after me. Teacher කිව්වහම පුතාලත් කියමු බලන්න. How much is this? That's right. Then the next one. Do you like this red blouse? Do you like this red blouse? Right. So now we have asked the questions. Now we have the full stop. Now when we read a sentence that is not a question sentence, අපි අර ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන විදියට question sentence එකක් අහන විදියට සාමාන්‍ය sentence එකක් අපි කියවන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ. So how are you going to say it? Now you have to use the full stop, okay? I hope you can see. It's 50 rupees. මේක රුපියල් 50යි. It's 50 rupees. ඔන්න දැන් question එක මොකද්ද පුතේ මෙතන? How much is this? How much is this? And here we have the answer. Now can you see when we ask the question, we have to use the question mark. When we answer the question, you have to put the full stop. Once again, shall we read both together? How much is this? And what is the answer with the full stop? It's 50 rupees. It's 50 rupees. රුපියල් 50යි. ඒක answer එකක් නේද පුතේ, not a question. Then the second one. What is the question? Do you like this red blouse? What is the answer? Can you see it ends with a full stop? Yes, I like it. Yes, I like it. Do you like this red blouse? Yes, I like it. Now can you see when you ask a question, you have to use the question mark. When you answer, when it is not a question and you answer, or when you write a normal sentence, you have to write with a full stop. Okay, now we are going to move on to our next page in your pupils book. Right. Point to the question mark or to the full stop and you have to read. You have to point to the question mark or to the full stop. දැන් අපිට තියෙනවා පුතේ මෙතන sentences තියෙනවා. They don't have a question mark or a full stop. දැන් මගේ පුතාලා මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ? අපිට මේ questions sentences තියෙනවා පුතේ මෙතන. ඒවා වලට අපිට sentence එක අවසානයේ question mark එකක්වත් full stop එකක්වත් නැහැ. එතකොට අපිට පුතාලට කියන්නේ point to the question mark or to the full stop and read. Now you have your book with you. You have your pupils book in front of you. So you have to turn to this page and you can keep your little finger and you can point and say. දැන් ඔන්න පළවෙනි sentence එක කියනකොට teacher පුතාලා ඒක question sentence එකක් නම් කොහෙටද ඇඟිල්ල දික් කරන්නේ? You have to point to the question mark. If it is not a question, what are you going to? Where are you going to point at? You have to point it to the full stop. දැන් ටීචර් මගේ පුතාලට ලේසි වෙන්න අපි question marks එන තැන්වල ටීචර් question mark එක පුතාලට ලියලා පෙන්නනවා. full stop එක එන තැන්වලදී ටීචර් පුතාලට ලියලා පෙන්නනවා. So I will make it easier for you by writing the correct punctuation mark at the end of the sentence. Okay? Shall we read now? Right. Let's start. Can you give me that scarf? Can you give me that scarf? මට අර scarf එක දෙනවද? Now is it a sentence or a question? It is a question. Now where are you going to point to? You are going to point at the question mark. අපි මොකද්ද පුතේ එතන දාන්නේ? Question mark එකක්. මගේ පුතාලා මොකද කරන්නේ? book එකේ question mark එකට point කරන්න ඕනේ. Right. Now the next one. She is paying the bill. She is paying the bill. bill එක pay කරනවා. එයා bill ගෙවනවා. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක්ද? ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන sentence එකක් නෙමෙයිනේ පුතේ. So where are you going to point your little finger to? You have to point it to the full stop and I will write that full stop over here. Okay? Right. First one, can you give me that scarf? That's a question. She is paying the bill. There you have to write the full stop or you have to point. Teacher පුතාලට ලියලා පෙන්නනවා. Then the next one. Can I help you? Can I help you? මං ඔයාට උදව් කරන්නද? Now what is that? Is it a question or a normal sentence? That is a question. So you have to point to the question mark. Can I help you? Can you see the question word over here? Can I help you? The next line, we have another 3 more sentences. I have 10 rupees. මගේ ළඟ රුපියල් 10ක් තියෙනවා. I have 10 rupees. Is that a question? No. Then you have to point to the full stop because you have to write the full stop at the end of the sentence because it's not a question. Next one. How much is this hat? මේ තොප්පිය කීයද? How much is this hat? So is it a question or a full stop? A question mark. You have to point it to the question mark and read it. How much is this hat? මේ hat එකේ ගාන කීයද? It's a question. Last one. What color do you like? ඔයා ආස මොන පාටටද? What color do you like? Now is it a question or just a normal sentence? It is a question. So you have to point it to the question mark. What color do you like? Okay. So now here we have the questions and the sentences that end with a full stop. Let's read them once again. Can you give me that scarf? That's a question mark. She is paying the bill. That's a full stop. Can I help you? That's a question. I have 10 rupees. That's a full stop. How much is this hat? How much is this hat? That's a question mark. The last one. What color do you like? ඔයා මොන පාටටද ආස? What color do you like? And there you go. We have the question mark at the end of the sentence. Right, now it's our last slide. Right, so now we have come to your workbook. Now you have a little activity to do. What are we going to do? Now what did we learn? අපි මොනවද පුතේ ඉගෙන ගත්තේ? Question mark and full stop. So now this is your workbook activity. දුවලා පුතාලට ඔන්න පුංචි workbook activity එකක් තියනවා කරන්න. ටීචර් පුතාලට උදව් කරනවා. Make 2 boards. ඔන්න මගේ දුවලා පුතාලා හදා ගන්න ඕනේ boards දෙකක්. Now what should you have on those 2 boards? In one you should have the question mark and in one you should have a full stop. Now can you see? You can make it like this. You can have white sheets of paper and you can draw a question mark on one side and you can maybe turn to the other side and you can draw a full stop on the other side, or you can have a separate paper and have another board for the full stop. Now because I'm doing in a studio, now I can't be going and bringing one and I can't be wasting time, no. So I have to make the maximum of the time that I have. So I have my little board like this. On one side I have my question mark and on the other side I have my little full stop here. So I'm going to use my board like this and you will make 2 boards like this to do this little activity. I will show you how I'm going to do it. Now it's a little song that we have here, but I'm not going to sing it like a song because I want you to concentrate on the sentence. ඔන්න පුතේ පුංචි සින්දුවක් තමයි අපිට තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි ඔන්න ටීචර් පුතාලට සින්දුවක් විදියට නැතුව sentences විදියට කියනවා. එතකොට පුතාලට මේ activity එක කරන්න ලේසි. Now what do we have to do? You have to show the question mark or the full stop at correct places. ඔන්න පුතේ දැන් අපේ sentences ටිකක් අපිට තියෙනවා. We don't have a question mark or the full stop. Now what you have to do is you have to take your 2 boards. If it is a question sentence, you have to show the question mark. if it is a normal sentence that end with a full stop, you have to show the full stop. So shall we start now? Okay. Now first of all, I'm going to read them to you. You listen carefully and after that we will start our game. අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා sentences ටික ඔක්කොම කියවලා බලලා තුවල පුතාලා ඊට පස්සේ කොහොමද අපි question mark එකයි full stop එකයි පාවිච්චි කරන්න කියලා බලමු. Where is the seller? That is our first sentence. Where is the seller? Here I am. Here I am. How much is an eraser? How much is an eraser? 5 rupees. 5 rupees. Can you show me blouses? Because our lesson is all about shopping. Don't forget that. Okay? We are going shopping. So here you are. Here you are. I like this one very much. I like this one very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. ඔන්න අපිට තියෙන sentences ටික. Once again, where is the seller? Here I am. How much is an eraser? 5 rupees. Can you show me blouses? Here you are. I like this one very much. Thank you, sir. Okay, right. Now we are going to start with our two boards. One with the question mark and the other with the full stop. Okay? Right. Now the first one. Where is the seller? මොකද්ද පුතේ පළවෙනිම sentence එක where is the seller? Question word එකකින් පටන් ගන්නෙ. Where is the seller? Now you have to tell me whether it is a question or a full stop. A question mark or the full stop. Where is the seller is a question. So you have to show the question mark. Where is the seller කියලා කියන්නේ question එකක් නේ පුතේ නේද? So you have to show the question mark. I will write it for you. Teacher පුතාලට ලියලත් පෙන්නන්නම් එතකොට පුතාලට ලේසියිනේ. Second one. Here I am. Here I am. මෙන්න මම ඉන්නවා. Now the first sentence, where is the seller? මොකක්ද ඒ කියන්නේ? කොමේ මුදලාලි, කොමේ බඩු විකුණන එක්කෙනා? That is a question. Then the seller comes and says, here I am. මෙන්න මම ඉන්නවා. Now what is the punctuation mark that you show me? Is it the question or the full stop? Here I am කියන්නේ පුතේ අපි full stop එක තමයි එතනදී පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ. Here I am, the full stop. Okay. Now the next one. How much is an eraser? How much is an eraser? Eraser එකක් කීයද කියනකොට ඔන්න මගේ පුතාලා මොකද්ද පෙන්වන්නේ? You have to show the question mark. How much? How? That is a question mark. How much is an eraser? You have to show the question mark. Then the next one. 5 rupees. Rupial pahai. Rupial pahai. That is not a question. 5 rupees. It's just a sentence. You have to show the full stop and you must write it here. I'm writing it for you. Okay? Now the next one. Can you show me blouses? Can you? Mata blouses pennanna puluwanda. Is that a question mark or the full stop? It is the question mark. Can you show me blouses? ඒ කියන්නේ question එකක් නේද පුතේ? මට blouses පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්ද? Question mark. Next one. Here you are. Here you are. මෙන්න තියෙනවා. Here you are. Now that is not a question, so you must show your full stop like this. It is not a sentence, so we put the full stop. Then the next one. I like this one very much. I like this one very much. ඒක question එකක්ද පුතේ? මම මේකට හරි ආසයි කියලා කියන්නේ. I like this one very much. It's not a question. So what are you going to show? You must show the full stop like this. It ends with a full stop. Write the last sentence. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. අපි thank you කිව්වහම කොහොමද පුතේ question එකක්ද? Thank you කියන්නේ අපි question එකක් නෙමෙයිනේ. So you have to show the full stop and you have to end the sentence like this. Okay? So we have done with the writing of the question mark and the full stop. Where is the seller? That's a question mark. Here I am. That is the full stop. How much is an eraser? That is a question mark. 5 rupees, that is a full stop. Can you show me blouses? That's a question mark. Here you are, that's a full stop. I like this one very much, it's a full stop. And the last one, thank you, sir, which ends with a full stop. So we have come to the end of our lesson today. We have completed lesson number 5 in our unit number 6. Let's go shopping. So I'm very happy because I taught you 2 punctuation marks. Mage duwala putala unna punctuation marks dekak ada igana gatta. What are the 2 punctuation marks, children? It is the question mark and the full stop. So I hope you will use these 2 punctuation marks properly on the correct place. Right? So I'm going to go today because I have completed my lesson with you, and I'm going to come back very soon with my next lesson. So until then, you have to practice everything that you have learned with me today. I will see you very soon. Bye and take care.